Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Alaska wants to leave America and go back and join Russia. Well, maybe, are you serious? Get this. There's been a petition began of course, at whitehouse.gov, and somebody started a petition drive, says Alaska back to Russia petition. Well, in 3 days, it got over 10,000 signatures from residents of Alaska, and now it's up to 18,000 signatures and growing. Now, if it gets to 100,000 before April 20th, the Obama administration has to respond to the people of Alaska. And no, I don't think that Sarah Palin's leading the charge, but you can understand why the Alaskan people are so frustrated, because they feel that they have been there, all this taxation with no representation, and they feel that they would maybe be better off in Russia. That's crazy. To in my lifetime, never thought I would hear that. But boy, this doesn't seem to be America anymore. Now, let me tell you what. Texas tried that, I think last year, and they got their 100,000 signatures, and the White House had to respond. And the White House did respond. And this is what they said to Texas. Our founding fathers established the Constitution of the United States in order to form a more perfect union through the hard and frustrating but necessary work of self-government. They enshrined in that document the right to change our national government through the power of the ballot, a right that generations of Americans have fought to secure for all, but they did not provide a way to walk away from it. All right, so that was the answer to Texas. Now, I have a copy of the Constitution of the United States of America. It was actually sent to me in the mail, and I really appreciate it. And so if the Obama administration truly wants to live by the Constitution, I'm sure that if the Alaskans, which, oh, by the way, Alaska does have a point, they were sold from Russia to the United States for $7.2 million in 1867. So what if the Alaskan people want to vote to go and back to Russia like the Crimean people did? Will Russia accept them? Will America let them go? Well, you just heard the response to Texas, that they're not going to let Texas go. I'm sure that the answer to Alaska will be virtually the same. But I am going to say one thing. If the United States government, if the Obama administration, if the Supreme Court, if the Congress wants to live by the Constitution, literally, that according to what the Founding Fathers' original documentation was meant to be, then why don't they keep all of the Constitution? Why is it convenient to use it when it makes sense for them, but when it doesn't fit the Obama administration's agenda, like, let's say, your Second Amendment rights to bear arms? They say, well, it's a living document. It's made to be, we can change things. I mean, let's read it. Religious freedom's number one, both to establish as well as free exercise thereof, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, the right of petitions. That's all part of the Constitution. Right to bear arms is number two. Okay? And you can go right on down. So if you're going to say, people, let's stick to the Constitution, then let's stick to it on everything. Let's not be hypocrites. And I'm a preacher of the gospel of Jesus Christ. This isn't a political discussion. I'm not talking about politics, which party. I'm talking about just the Constitution. And if we're going to have a rule of law, then we have to have it for all people, not just for selective groups, not just for the fat cat lobbyists that stroll down the halls of Congress or hang out in the Lincoln bedroom. Not for the Muslim Brotherhood, who can stroll in and scroll out, and everybody else, and tailor. If you're going to have religious freedom, then don't take away or shred the freedoms of the people who already have it. Don't say, well, it's offensive. I don't like the cross. The cross is offensive. That's what they say. Well, I'm sorry. There's a lot of things about other religions we don't like. We don't go around saying you don't have the right to practice your religion because the Constitution gave us all that freedom. And that meant all of us, including people in Texas, people in Indiana, and people up in Alaska. I'm Pastor Paul Begley. This is going to be interesting. Let's see how this plays out. Pray for America. You know what I'm basically trying to say? Pray for America. America is so fractured right now. And the reason it is, it's not a more perfect union. What they mean by that is they want a perfect union means to be their America, not the America. They don't want to give people actually freedom of speech and opinions. They just want everybody to march to the beat of their drum. That's why we need to pray for America. Their America would be to remove God from all things as pertains to the nation. To remove God, to remove prayer, to remove the rights of the innocent, to take away the rights of the citizens, to trample upon the very constitutional foundation that the fathers framed. And of course, based on the principles of the Word of God, they hate the Word of God. There is a movement in this country, and you can believe me when I tell you this, to silence the message of Jesus Christ. And instead, we need to pray for great revival and great move of God to maintain that freedom so that we can lead the lost to Jesus Christ. I'm Pastor Paul Begley. I'll be right back in just a moment. Pray for Alaska while you're at it, and pray for America.